Hey, Greg Merrick here. Playing a little bit of World of Tanks yet again. It's been a long time since I got into this game, but I'm really enjoying it again. Getting a little obsessive, as my wife could probably tell you. But I'm playing here with my 110 E5 American Heavy Tank. I actually don't believe I have that Canadian flag on my E5, but there it is in the replay anyway. I'm going to go ahead and lock it into what I saw, and I'll start telling you what was going on. So I figured I would, just looking at the matchup here, I didn't feel like there were any other tanks that would be taking this hill on the west side. You'll see the bat chat here says he's going to head to the west side, and I'm going to go ahead and tell him I'm going to follow him up there. Now, this is not a typical heavy tank move. I didn't necessarily plan on climbing the ridge there at 8-9, but uh, I wasn't exactly planning on climbing over here, but I thought that was a possibility. And if you could have seen my reticle, that is. But anyway, so I've been playing the E5. Now, I wasn't too excited about it when I was grinding it because I didn't like the cupola. The cupola was really aggravating. It seemed like such an immense weak spot. But apparently that's been addressed since I've been gone. And here we go. And of course they've got a tier 10 Artie that just Sua scouts. I guess he, I don't know, maybe Artie Karma? I don't know. I think I might take a shot at this medium, but he pulls right back in. I'm not going to just sit out here in the open and waste too much time on that, hopefully. So the bat chat's already up on the ridge, and he would have beat anybody else up there, so hopefully he can hold his own. So at this point, I'm thinking the bat chat's up high. I'm going to go ahead and support him low. So I guess the bat chat feels like he's going to unload. Now, I don't notice this right away because I'm aiming at the AMX, but this Patton over here is about to destroy my bat chat buddy. He's probably focused on the AMX as well. I should have stopped right here, turned, and fired, but I didn't do that. I'm trying to finish off this AMX. While this is happening, this Patton is having free reign on my bat chat. And I still don't notice this is going on. Because I see this 103, I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to pressure this 103 instead of worrying about the damn Patton that was back there. Now I just get tunnel vision for a few moments here. But then I realize, finally realize that what's going on with the Patton, and I start to turn it around. So this is what I looked at the time. And I'm thinking, there's no way I'm going to get to this bat chat in time. And it's all because I tunnel visioned. Yeah, just you try to be really cautious about doing stuff like that. So I guess this Patton thought he'd climb back up the hill and engage me. I probably thought I was still engaging the 103. But I'll go ahead and shoot him in the body. He hits me. He probably hit my lower glacis. He's going to try to come to my side. I'm not too worried. You're going to notice that there's a... let that clear. There's a T69 back here. I'm not too worried about his damage. I'm more worried about this guy's damage. And I know the T69 is also only going to be able to put 4 rounds into me. I believe already cleaned that guy up for me, but at the same time, I could have easily taken a lot of damage from that Artie. They would have been better off just leaving me alone. So I'm going to go ahead and clear out this 69 over my head before I try to engage the 103 below. Our teams are running equal right now, 4 and 4. This 69 knows I'm coming. He's just going to make it hard for me. I'm being a little bit cautious because I don't know if there's another... I'll pause it for a second. I don't know if there's another tank over in this area. So I'm being a little bit cautious. I'm not too worried about his gun. As long as my really, really nice frontal armor is facing him, he shouldn't have much of a chance. And then Artie again is really helping out a front that doesn't need any help. Oh, both of them are amazing. So I finish off the 69. Initially consider rolling over this ridge here and engaging the town, but I see our team is basically struggling in the middle. And that 103 is still down there. So I've only had the the 110E5 for a very short period of time. I just got done with the 103. I don't even think this crew's 100% yet, but I did not enjoy the 103 grind. The gun was fine. I didn't ever get the best gun. And for just a moment here, I think I might take a shot at this medium on my right, but man, I'm tunnel visioning again. It was pretty late at night when I played this game. It was actually pretty late at night when I'm doing this recording too, and I just knew. Oh, by the way, so my idea here was I knew I could muscle this 103. I just got done with this tank. I know what its weak points are. I know that my tank's armor is far superior. The fire rate's superior. Everything about this tank is superior. So, and I'm just not gonna put myself in any undue danger here. I'm gonna go ahead and let him shoot at me instead of the medium tank he could easily kill behind me. He gets a little bit of a lucky shot there and actually manages to damage me. I wasn't juking as hard as I probably should have. So I'm thinking that there's going to be a tank destroyer back here in their base, and yet again, man, I should call this video tunnel vision. My team is wide open in this area here. We could easily be capped out or our artillery destroyed. I really should have come back to base. But I did notice that we do have I believe that guy's at full health. The FE 215, and I'm anticipating seeing their Jagdpanther, or sorry, the Jagdpanzer 100. And then I realize I do see him as a previous spot down here, all the way in the south. So, and I don't realize that T-62 is behind the ridge. So I figure I'll go ahead and clean up the artillery real quick. So I was thinking that the artillery was sitting in this ridge right over here. So I was going to get a little bit of height, peek in, and of course they're not there. And I'm like, well, maybe I might have to reset the cap. I obviously won't be able to reset it next 10 seconds, but hopefully my team will, and then I might have to go back to defend it, because they, at least for a short period of time, they had more tanks than we did. Spot the arty. Put a little bit of a low roll. I would have only killed him about 45% of the time there. And I don't want to be, I actually kind of took that ungraceful little dip on purpose. I didn't want to have the people on this side of the map have too much of an opportunity to shoot at me. But I don't think, I can't recall at this point, but I do not think, do I make the, yeah, no, that's a bad lead. Actually, I think that actually displayed the server side reticle, because I was actually leading further than that. Now I don't want to go straight around this corner, because he's going to expect that. He's going to see that, and he'll put a big old 2,000 average damage round into my side. I won't do that. I'll just go a little bit of a different way. Take the track damage. Let my repair crew fix that up. Now, one of the things I didn't realize when I was initially playing World of Tanks is how important it is to have a full repair crew. It really makes getting tracked not nearly as dangerous. And it really limits the number of tanks that can kind of corner track you and kill you from that tracking you, continuing to shoot you in this area here over and over and over, keep you tracked and kill you. So the map's functionally over here. I sit in the cap for a few moments, and just in case, for whatever reason, the T-62 or whatever that, I'm actually not even familiar. Yeah, it was a T-62. Just in case he decides to run away and be difficult to kill, I just sit in the cap circle, guarantee the win here in a timely fashion. But yeah, so I really am liking the E5 now. They have Wargaming has really made this a competitive tank again. I love the speed. I love the DPM for a heavy tank. It's obviously nothing compared to the some of the medium tanks or tank destroyers as far as alpha or DPM. But man, that the 400 average damage and just I think it's 6.5 or 5.5 rounds per minute. Really, really, really enjoying this tank now. Just got to make sure you're facing the enemy. You still have this, actually, yeah, the only weak points from the front now are the base of the cupola, because you'll bounce most shots here. Trust me, I've put a lot of rounds here thinking I was going to pin them when I first came back to the game, and bounce, 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 250 or so, 260. That doesn't pin the top of the cupola anymore. It's got to be a higher pin gun. So your only weak point now is this bottom. So if you come at an angle and only or come over a hill and only show them this, they're pretty likely to ding off your beak. You just got to protect this lower glacis. And you can actually do kind of a really shallow side scrape through walls, and it actually works pretty well if you're only giving him this small section to shoot at and an extreme angle on your side. I wouldn't do it against tank destroyers because they're extremely large guns will overmatch will basically auto pin, because if I believe it is, the size of their gun is double the thickness of your armor that they're shooting at. It auto pins. Um, so anyway, I'm not even sure if that's actually still an existing mechanic. I've been gone for so long. But anyway, I'm enjoying World of Tanks again. I'm sure I'll move on and come back at some point. But as of right now, so far so good. Thanks for watching.